everybody. So a very warm welcome to all of you for this session. And today we talk about boundaries and limits. Again, as usual, I have nothing new to say. And we will be talking about pretty much the same thing as to how we are always looking at boundaries and limits from the outside. So give me a minute. All right, here we go. So welcome to everyone, and let me say hello to a few of you, and that would be, okay, let's see who all are here today. I can't find the screen. Okay, here's the view. Let's have a gallery view. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Divya. And that's Divya Kalra and Gaurav, Rupa, and Divya. And so that's, so just saying hello to all of you. Hi, Ilika, Gaurav, Narottam, Rohit, Priyanka, many people who are joining. Hi, Delna, you're new. And hi, Preeti, Darshana, Vivek, Shilpi. Hello, everybody. Rohit. Hi, Sudha. Hi, Rupa. Hi, Darshana. Hi, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to today's session. And again, as I always say, nothing new to say. I have nothing new ever to say, but I just keep picking up one topic or another. And then in that itself, you find that there are so many different places where you haven't looked, where you could do with a little bit more looking within. So today's topic being boundaries. As soon as we talk about boundaries, it comes to our mind as to where all boundaries have been placed on us. So many different places where we talk about boundaries, our parents stopped us from doing something. Maybe why? Because I was talking about this in the morning as well. You're a boy, you're not supposed to cry. This used to be the thing when I was growing up. Nowadays, everybody should cry, and that's the thing, which is a good thing. But when I was growing up, if you're a boy, you're not supposed to cry. And if you're a girl, you're not supposed to climb trees and some such things like that. So boundaries were being put based on gender, the religion that you are, the family that you are, the place in the society that you are. So many different places, so many different boundaries were put on you. And now we come to observe those boundaries from the energy space. So when the boundary was put earlier, let's say you thought about somebody who was trying to restrain you, trying to put constraints on you, and then always whatever emotions you had were with respect to that. Sometimes you felt, okay, fine, let me listen to them. Let me do what they want to make them happy. Sometimes it was like, why was I born in this family? Why was I born in this country? Why was I born here? Blah, blah, blah. Because I am being constrained. But the next moment, when we begin to look at the energy space, we understand that everything is being created from our energy space, from our energy in our lives. And so all of these constraints from others, why were they even created? Well, for a very simple purpose. Our energy field, whatever frequencies we were holding, they wanted to grow with that. And the growth can only happen when something outside manifests, and then we get to grow more of that frequency, more of those energy vibrations. When we are unaware, when we don't know how to look within, how to even look at our energy field, when we are unaware, then simply whatever we are feeling, we grow some more. The first instance of suppressing you and putting constraints on you happens, you get a little disappointed, you get a little angry, you get a little frustrated. By the time the 10th incident happens, now you're all the more angry, all the more frustrated. Some sadness also comes into play, some rejection. So these are all the frequencies that already existed within you. And now they simply want to grow a little bit more. Energy has no other work but to simply keep creating more of the same. And from that more of the same, the frequencies keep increasing as well. So the frequency of sadness, it will go a little bit higher. The frequency of anger, it'll grow a little bit more deeper as you look at the outside world. Before you start really totally blaming your own energy, let's look at the next step that happens. Well, you get thrown into a session like this. And how amazing is that? Because when you are thrown into a session like that, which makes you look within, now everything is with you. All of your experiences you can own. You're going to own them, and from that space you will get to experience freedom. Why? Because now you don't need to change your parents, you don't need to change your spouses, you don't need to change anything in the whole wide world. You simply need to change your own eyeglasses, those glasses that you are wearing, saying, this one is playing against me, that one is playing against me, that one is trying to harm me, that one is trying to constrain me. From that space to simply, okay, my energy of frustration is creating this, or my energy of anger is creating this, or whatever your energy is, resentment, sadness, hopelessness, powerlessness, all of those are being created by your energy a little bit more as you sit in these experiences. And then what has your energy done? Your energy has got you to this place as well. This place where you can finally look at everything as energy. And the minute you do that, what happens next? You receive power. What power is that? The power is to love yourself unconditionally. You're able to do that because you're able to see everything is just a play of frequency. Every frequency. But yes, it's just a play of the frequencies. Now life is simple. With that, life is so simple because as you look at everything is just a frequency, you can sit here and play in more helplessness, or you can look at the helplessness and now be able to release it. As you look at the helplessness, acknowledge that, okay, this is helpless frequency, which was in my energy field. And now I can shift it. This power of shifting your energy now belongs to you as you come to this aware space. And guess who got you here? Again, your energy. So before you start cursing your energy for being so useless that, all of these years, it had to put me through this grind, it had to put me through that. Well, as I constantly remind everybody to experience love in 360 degrees, all you got to do is experience every aspect of love. And one aspect of love is hate, or one aspect of love is not receiving love. So to grow and fully experience all the aspects of it, you will go through all those experiences. Why? Because that's how life is. These are simply experiences created from our frequencies. The minute we realize the game belongs to the frequency, now it's simple. You're in this frequency, well, you can so easily come and tune into this other frequency as well. I offer my frequency as help, saying, okay, if you're not liking whatever your frequencies are creating for you, let go of a little bit of them and then take on a little bit of me. I sit in a lot of grace, a lot of ease, a lot of joy, a lot of abundance. And here's the beautiful part. Each of these, ease, grace, abundance, joy, just frequencies. So as much as I'm tuned into it, you can also tune into it. But getting back to the topic of boundaries and limits. So we started by saying, okay, the boundaries and limits which seemed like they were being created by parents, they were being created by spouses, and then they were being created by children. None of them exist. It's only you and a reflection of the energy vibration that you carry. That's all that exists. So if in your life you're finding so many boundaries, so many limits being put on you by the others, and the names can be many, right? Society, nation, country, family, brother, sister, spouse, anybody can be there to put limits on you. But the only place where you got to look is what in my energy is creating these boundaries outside. What in my energy is creating these boundaries outside. It doesn't even have to be that the boundaries are new. It can be that somebody said something to you 45 years ago or whenever, but you're still holding on to that. And you're still holding on to that boundary. And today, when you think about something new, that old thought will come and stop you. It's not today, it's a very old thought, but it still has the capability to shift your frequency back into anger or resentment or helplessness. Whatever it is that you felt then, you're simply being to grow again on that frequency. But this time, if you are aware, now you can do this. If a thought comes in and the thought is old or the thought is new, the thought happened 5 minutes ago, or the thought is happening for the past 50 years, and the thought is limiting, it puts boundaries on you. Then, firstly, take a look at, okay, this thought has come. Where is the source of this thought? And what do we mean by the source of this thought? I don't mean who first gave you that thought. When I talk about the source, I say which frequency in your energy has created this thought. Because you see, it's simple. If you are sitting in fear frequency, all your thoughts will be of fear. It's just that. It's the frequency you are tuned in. That's the channel you get to play. The more and more you get to watch that channel, the more fear feeds on itself. But that holds true for every frequency. So, as we catch on to the source, let us say you are sitting in anger, and the anger also has bits of fear. And so, if you are sitting in anger and fear, and that's where right now all your thoughts are coming from, catch the source, catch the fear and anger, do some releasing, do some shifting into other frequencies of abundance. And what will you find? The next thoughts that come will come from that other frequency. Why? Because it's just that simple. It's just that simple to go from limited to limitless. It's just that simple. Where your thoughts are coming from, you catch it. You catch it, and that's where you work. The work is within. If you're simply to catch the thought, then that thought will make you go through various actions outside. Let's take a thought of fear. The fear of corona limited many of us into our homes. We had to sit at home, not go out anywhere. And then the minute we got out, let us say we went out somewhere, our families, our societies, our neighbors, our friends would all be jumping on us to say, why did you do that? You're not supposed to go out. By doing this, you are inviting death. Oh, well, whether you invite death or not, it's going to be here one day for you. And that one day belongs in your energy field. If you are aware and you've looked at this fear, at this limiting thought of corona, what will you do? I'm feeling so worried about corona. I'm feeling so fearful that I touched 50 people yesterday. What am I going to do? Well, what can you do when you're looking at the energy is to basically look at the source. What is the root of this limiting thought? This limiting thought is coming from fear. It is coming from worry. It is coming from anxiety. Okay, then now we have the place where we need to work. What do? We simply release the fears and anxieties. And with that, what will happen? Whether you get corona or not, you will be sitting free of fear. That fear that normally keeps you limited, that you would have released, and therefore you can go a little bit more into the unlimited space. It has nothing to do with corona. Corona is simply a tool that created fear in you in the last 2 days. But that story, even if it is over now, is your fear over or not? No. In the last 2 years, if you've actually sat and created more fear and more fear every time you heard of something outside, then understand that's exactly what you did. You have some fear frequency in your energy field, and through this tool called corona, you grew and you grew and you grew your fear frequency. Will it manifest through corona? Well, corona might have gone. It will manifest through some place or another. When it manifests, you can look at it then and release it, or otherwise you can simply sit today and in this moment release the fear frequency. Each time. So many people think that, okay, since I've already released the fear frequencies or any such frequencies, I must be just sitting every day and doing nothing. Oh, well, as I always tell everybody, the process of bathing is every day. And so these emotional releases, the bathing of the emotions, the clearing of the emotions, the being aware of the emotions is an everyday, every moment process. So if you are thinking that, okay, once done and it's done with it, no, another layer of fear will open up. When another layer opens up, at that point in time, what are you going to do? Are you going to now sit in fear, or you are going to be able to recognize the fear and to be able to release it? Each time we sit with fears, you can't do this because of whatever X, Y, Z reasons. As soon as you understand this, that these are simply judgments and fear-based judgments, the minute you release the fear, all of these boundaries will automatically start to dissolve. The boundaries that you have put around you were there for you to experience how it feels to be constricted. Now, the opposite is holding true for you. You've come to a place where you are being shown how to look at the boundaries from the energy perspective, only to figure out when those boundaries were put on you, what did you experience in terms of emotion? What do I feel? What did I feel? What do I feel when somebody puts restrictions on me? Each of us have different ways to look at restrictions. Some of us very happily agree to follow rules. I used to be somebody who would not follow many rules. And then one day, as I was sitting in guidance, and Mani said, "You don't follow rules, right?" I said, "Yeah." And Mani said to me, "So that's a rule, right? That you don't follow rules." And so that's how beautiful it is, that even when you don't follow rules, but if you make that your lifelong mission, that no, I'm not going to follow rules, then that itself becomes a rule which you are now following. So the whole idea is not whether you follow boundaries or you don't follow boundaries. You follow limiting things or you don't follow limiting things. There are so many things that we do in a day that belong to the rule side of it, that put limits on us. But are we going to have to sit and break each one of them? Well, if they are not creating an emotion in us, then that's it. Let them be. The whole idea is not to become a rule breaker or a rule follower. The whole idea is to understand, what does it create in you? What emotion? When somebody puts a rule, when somebody limits you, what emotion does it create in you? When somebody frees you, what emotion does it limit? What does it create in you? So as we look outside at an outside rule, an outside limit, the work is not outside. The work is not to shift anybody. The work is not to convince anybody that the rule is baseless, that the rule is useless. The only work is within, to see what emotions do I experience when I have to go through rules. And as you do that, you will find that every rule doesn't need to be broken. It isn't even meant for you. And as you flow, sometimes rules will get broken, sometimes they will get incorporated in your everyday life, and it won't trigger you. The trigger is what we are here to catch. If somebody breaking the rule triggers you, let's say you put limits on somebody, and we do this all the time, right? We find somebody getting into, too close to us. What do we tell them? Hey, be in your limits. What have you just done? You've created limits. You've created boundaries for them and you. Take a look within. Why have you created these boundaries? What part of you is creating the boundaries? It's the fearful part of you. You're afraid that if this person comes a little bit more closer, comes a little bit more, becomes a little bit more bolder, then that's going to be bad for you. So again, over here, what is the place of emotion? What is the source from where you are putting these boundaries? The source is fear. So today, look at that fear. Look at the fear of the other, because that's where these kind of people manifest in your life. Your fear of others breaking your boundaries is bound to bring you the people in your life who are vibrating at that frequency of breaking your boundaries. Do you understand? You are the one that's creating the story. Your energy is the one that's creating every story that's happening in your life outside. And so this time, no longer looking at the life outside, but simply putting all the focus inside to see, okay, what all stories are getting created in my life. Let's see how we can begin to look at them, to be able to see what they are holding. And then, of course, from that seeing, from that observing, it becomes so easy to shift. The positivity process is something that I teach to everybody. Just simply look at your emotion, accept that it's just a frequency. It's just a frequency, nothing more, nothing less. You can change a channel on a television. Well, you can change a channel on yourself as well. Just like this, just like this. So the positivity process will help you become more aware of what energies you're carrying, and it'll also help you accept that, okay, it's just a frequency. I can shift it. And from that place of being able to shift it, you receive the power. I also tell you again and again, my frequency holds a lot of joy. Simply tune into my frequency. All the answers will come to you so much more easier. And then you put a limit on yourself. As soon as I say, take my frequency, you might even put a limit on yourself. Why should I take her frequency? No, I don't want to take her frequency. Knowing that your body is different from her body. What if I take her frequency and I get all the diseases she has? Or what if I take her frequency and she's not having a good time at all? Will that day, on that day, will I have a bad time as well? Oh, well, your body and my body different, but the frequencies that I flow in are the same for you and for me. The frequency I flow in is abundance. You already have abundance, but you haven't grown it. And so through this easy process, I just simply say, grow your abundance. In the body, we might be separate, but in the energy, there is only oneness. It's only for you to let go of that limit and to recognize that in the energies, there is only oneness. If you're feeling fear from somebody else, and that somebody else I just explained could be me as well. If you're feeling fear from somebody, the next time, instead of looking at them, look within and release the fear that somebody will stop scaring you. I have an old story that comes to mind right now. It's old, it's been repeated 1,000 times, but here it comes again for repeating. My house is open to everybody who comes in, and many of you know that, and many of you come and stay with me for days, sometimes for weeks, and sometimes for months. I don't ask anybody why they're here. I know that their energy has brought them here. And so my house works like an ashram, and I tell everybody, you'll have a room, you'll have meals, okay? That's all that I promise. And your energy will shift if you're willing to shift it. So you shift your energy, and when you feel like it, pick up your bags and leave. And when you feel like it, you can come back again. I don't even spend time with people when they come here. I only understand that in my house, my energy is really strongly everywhere. And especially in this room where I sit, I do all my webinars. My energy is really strong in this room. And so when people come over here, there's literally a fight to be sitting in this room when they come. But the story goes back when I had just only started to understand this, and I'd only opened the house up to whoever wants to come. So I met somebody, at a meeting. I met somebody, and that fellow, he said something or the other. And then I said, yeah, my house is open, it's like an ashram. He says, oh, I'm always looking for free places in Bombay, because I come to Bombay a lot and I don't want to spend on hotels. And I'm always looking for free places. And you say you offer meals as well. I was like, yep, I do. And then that fellow says, oh, you offer meals and you offer a bed, and then you don't charge anything for it. No, I don't. He says, okay, I'm going to be coming to your house and staying for a year probably. And for the first minute, I felt a little bit of palpitation in my heart, saying, these are not the kind of people that I'm going to invite to my ashram, am I? And then I thought to myself, oh, that's only my separation, right? I am feeling the separation from this person. This is the limit that I'm putting on myself, that this person is not my true reflection, somebody else's, but that is only my problem. I got work to do with it. So it doesn't take me long once I do that. So while we were chatting only, I cleared this part of my limiting energy. And I said, you're welcome to come and stay as much as you want. Your energy is probably calling you here. And so that person came. The person came and stayed with me. There was nobody else at home. It just so happened that I didn't have anybody at home. So there was this guy. I barely just only knew his name. I didn't know where he was coming from. And now he was in my house and we sat for a little bit. We talked about things. Evening came around. My neighbor comes, my landlady, my neighbor comes every single day for having tea with me. When she came that day and she looked at him and she said to me, he's very weird. He's very weird. And I said, well, you're finding him weird. The work has come on you. And so she understood, yep, when we make judgments on others, we are just simply making judgments on that part of ourselves that we haven't accepted. So am I weird? Of course I am. Are you weird? Of course you are. All you got to do is when you look at a weird person, instead of making the judgment on them, put the finger back at you and saying, okay, what part of me, what weird part of me have I not accepted? Makes life simpler because you will begin to flow a lot more. So I looked at that. I told my landlady, you better be looking within and seeing what part of you have you not accepted. She did that. And then, of course, we all had dinner. She went away. In the night, it was about 2 o'clock and my eyes opened. There was nothing for me to open my eyes. It wasn't like there was a sound or anything. My room door is normally not shut. It's just barely covered. I don't lock it. I don't shut it. And so that's exactly how it was that day as well. So suddenly at 2 o'clock, my eyes open. And what do I see? I see that my room door is being pushed a little by little. And behind that is that man who's just come into my house. And I don't know who he is. I know his name. I don't know who he is. And the first thing that I looked in was within. And I said, as I see this stranger walking into my room at 2 a.m, what am I feeling? I didn't feel fear, is all I can say. Because I'm not this body. The only thought that came to me was, I'm not this body. I'm not this space. I am Shiva. So whatever it is that this body has to go through, let the body go through it. With that thought, with no fear, the next thing I did was, I shouted at him and said, what the hell are you doing? And as soon as I shouted at him, instead of running out of the room, that man came running in. Mind you, he was 6 feet plus and he was 100 kilos plus. And then this man comes in running and holds my feet and says, you put me off to sleep in this room, in this particular room, but the energies over here are too strong. And I was, I tried to sit in your temple and I knocked out. So how beautiful is this, that had I sat in fear and limited myself and limited my thoughts and put him in a place of separation, I would have never got to hear from him what his side of the story was. We all have stories, but the only thing is the minute you work within, you are able to sign off from judgments and you are so much more open to receiving. So the more I let that man stay with me, I said, okay, you stay, and the stories continue. There were like 6 days of deep learning for me. I don't know what he came for, but everything that he did would make me look at my own judgments because he was so weird. He was so weird that every time I looked at him, I had to clear some judgments of mine. Those are the places we truly create boundaries for ourselves. These are parts of ourselves that we haven't accepted. But if you look at things, if you look at everything in the energy way, there are 1,000 different ways in which you and I are so weird. Somebody will tell us at times that, oh, you're really strange. And then we look at that and say, okay, he's finding me strange. What's wrong with him? I'm as normal as you get. Now, what have I done? I'm again putting the finger outside and saying, okay, how dare he say that? I'm as normal as I get. But no, I haven't accepted then the abnormal parts of me. So the whole point is we are everything and everyone on every single day. Simply acceptance of who we are. Not just in this life, maybe in so many different lives, we've been there. And so if we are feeling fearful and putting limits, looking at somebody outside and judging them and putting limits on us, we are actually not creating any limits at all. We are simply making way for more of those kind of vibrations to come to us, more fear to be created in us. And so all that we have to do is look within and release. When we think that, oh, somebody's crossing boundaries, how dare they do that? Well, look at on your own side as to where all you've crossed boundaries, or when you got stopped from crossing some boundary, and what is the emotion that you felt. Outside stories can always create opportunities for you to look within. Something bad, something big doesn't need to happen. We can constantly look at within, with every thought that gets created. The minute a thought is triggered in you, I used to be that person who would get so angry when, if my house help would come and say, oh, my husband beat me up yesterday, stop me from doing this and stop me from doing that. I was this person. And there was a movie, an old movie, My Time movie. In that movie there was it's a Hindu movie, and it's called Jaane Bhi Do Yaro. And there is the dialogue in that movie with Gadadhari Bhim. My whole everybody who knew me used to call me Gadadhari Bhim, because there's a problem over there and that person is fighting with some other person. I will walk in there, and protect the underdog. I used to be that. And so it was just hilarious because, why is that? And today when I understand the energy, I understand when that person is fighting with that person, what am I experiencing is the only emotion I need to look into. So what did I experience? I used to experience anger. I used to experience a lot of anger. How dare anybody behave like that? Now that I don't have any, well, I have a little anger, but I scream at everybody a lot. That's my role. Again, now while I've got rid of the anger, you all know it, and some of you are new, you will get to know it too. My name, very lovingly given by everybody, is Danda Devi. Okay, so I keep screaming and shouting at everybody. But here's the difference. Earlier, the anger was inside and outside. Now, the anger is only outside. There is anger, very little anger inside. And whenever it shows up, I'm immediately able to look at it and to be able to release it. But earlier, when somebody's boundaries were being crossed by somebody else, I would sit in a lot of resentment and anger. When I worked on my anger, I now am able to experience. These are simply experiences that those two are going through. Nothing is a wrong experience. Nothing is a right experience. Everything is simply an experience. You've chosen some experiences in this lifetime. You're simply completing a circle. Are these the final experiences? No. There are so many more ways that you will experience something or the other. Not necessarily everything has to happen to you, but even by looking at others, we sometimes complete our experiences. So as you look at somebody outside and you are watching boundaries being broken, even then, take a look within. Even then, there is no work outside. There is only work within to do. Sometimes we look at all the judgments that we formed and we are able to break them. And we say, okay, now we sit in, no judgments, nothing at all. And now we are happily flowing. Something will land up from a completely different perspective, from a completely different story. And now you will get triggered. Each time you think that you've crossed a layer and you're like, oh God, why has this happened again? It hasn't happened again. It's just a frequency. You just caught something on it. And then as soon as you observe the frequency, you can let it go. Neither this is steady nor that is steady unless you are aware. When you are aware, you can make yourself steady in some frequency of your choice. Abundance can become your frequency of choice. Joy can become your frequency of choice. Surrender can become your frequency of choice. What happens from there? Then you flow. Then you simply flow. Whether you are putting boundaries, whether you are experiencing boundaries, whether somebody is crashing your limits, whether somebody is creating limits, whether you are creating, crashing, burning, whatever, you just simply flow with the moment. And then none of that energy of angst, anxiety, resentment will be found in you. even when limits get put. I was talking in the Hindi webinar today, and the reference that came up was of Ram and Sita, the gods and goddesses that we worship. And then we say, okay, the context that came in over there was different. But what I'm reminded right now is Lakshman drew a line for Sita, saying, don't cross this. Oh, bloody hell. Next thing you know, done, crossed. And then a whole Ramayan story was created from it. So what purpose is that line? What purpose is that line that doesn't need to be crossed or that shouldn't be crossed? It has only one purpose: to create an experience. Bloody hell, it created an experience for Sita and for Ram and for Lakshman. It created a whole story out of that experience, but it was simply meant to be that experience that was to be created from drawing that line. Was it line to be crossed or not to be crossed? It doesn't matter. It never matters. All lines are going to be crossed. The minute you put a line out there, it is going to be crossed. But when you look at the line, what emotion does it create in you? When you look at a limit, when you look at a limitation that has been put in front of you, your only job is to constantly look within and be able to see, am I being triggered by this line that is stopping me? As we move forward, I had another story to talk about, saying, when we talk about sacrifice, we put limits on ourselves. We say, okay, I need this money for myself, but my children need it more. I'm going to put it away for my children. Now you put a limit on yourself, on your joy, the joy that you could be receiving, but no, it's got to be traded in for the joy that your children will receive day after tomorrow, 5 years hence. What have you done? You've just simply traded your joy for fear. That's what you did. Oh my, with the children, with the expectation the children will not have enough, I need to put this away. I have this money, I want to enjoy it with a vacation today, but no, I must put it away for my children. Are the children going to enjoy it exactly as you planned it? Of course not. They have their own energy field as you have yours. So you can give them as much money, as much conveniences that you please, but they are going to go through their energy field completely. So in this moment, if you are trading your joy for something else and calling it sacrifice, please take a look at that energy of sacrifice. Sacrifice is all of this heavy responsibility on your shoulders. That's all. It's a heavy energy. Whoever sacrificed, whether it was Ram, it was Sita, whoever sacrificed, did they get any joy from that sacrifice? No. But why do we follow them? Why do we even worship them? Why do we call them gods and goddesses? Because we came to experience that. We came to experience. So therefore we put sacrifice on a pedestal, because we came to experience what that heavy responsibility feels like. We worship those who sit with those heavy responsibilities on their shoulders. We worship fathers who gave so many sacrifices, trading their joys, but only to understand that everything is simply an experience. And so everything would have still been created the same way had you participated and had you been more in joy. If you had enjoyed everything a little bit more joy is going to get created. Just like fear creates more fear, joy creates more joy. So you enjoy today, and the universe will give you way more of joy, way more joy tomorrow and tomorrow. And that's how the renewed energies work. Another story that came and again comes towards flow, because when we limit ourselves, so it largely comes from, are you going to flow or are you going to be sitting on one side of the rules? Even if you want to break the rule, that itself becomes the rule. So look very keenly at where all you are coming from separation, where all you are coming from the place that I am separate from that person. Where all you come from separation, those are the frequencies of the mind. They will create only more separation. In the frequencies of separation, there is jealousy, anger, all of those experiences that we are having. The minute we come to the frequencies of the heart, the frequencies will bring you to more joy, more peace, more contentment, more satisfaction. Those are the frequencies of the heart that come from oneness. So now simply a choice whether you want to be in this frequency or that frequency. It's a choice with us at all times. So my life is always lived in miracles. And so I have this one story to share from last week. And so many of you know, and again, if you don't know, and if you attended the morning session, then you know that I was heading out for a vacation just this week. This whole week I was going to be out of Mumbai. And there was a lot of excitement as I was preparing for this vacation. It was me and my husband going together. He would be landing in from the US one day in Mumbai, and then we'd be taking off to a hill station and all of that stuff. So I was feeling very excited about this vacation. And just now after this, as soon as we come back, it would be a 200 people batch that, we are going to have Expect Miracles, and 200 people are going to be doing it this month. So all, everything very, very exciting. And I was really looking forward to the vacation. 2 days before my husband is to leave for India, and he lives in the US. So 2 days before he's supposed to leave, he calls and says he's very unwell. And says, okay, maybe we'll go for the vacation, but you leave and then I will follow a day later. Or he's trying to make plans. And the only thing that came from my mouth was, it's okay. We don't need to go for vacation. It's all right, And so I looked within. My vacation, this one that I was looking forward to, is being broken. It's not going to happen. How am I feeling? What am I feeling? I looked within, was feeling nothing, was feeling just joy, pure joy. And I said, okay, no work is to be done. If I was emotionally triggered, then definitely I would be working on myself, saying this too in perfection. But already I felt no such thing. I could feel the perfection within. I was already sitting in the frequency of abundance in that moment. And so the work didn't call out to me. Great. Then I began to look at all the reservations that I had made. There were several reservations and many of them were non-refundable. So a lot of money was going to be gone. And again, I looked within. But then this is very, very usual with me. And I tell it to you guys all the time. Don't look at money coming in. Don't look at money going out. Money is simply a tool for your emotions, and let it come in, let it go out. Just don't look at it. So as I saw the money going out, I didn't look at it. And so again, as I looked within, no emotions. I was completely free of all emotions. So great. So 2 days later, husband comes in, he's still coughing and wheezing and all of that. But 2 days later, he's fine. There is no chutti ka plan. There is nothing, we're just like flowing. Okay, fine. Chutti didn't happen. All right. Vacation didn't happen. We're all right with it. And we're both, and he suggested, he said, maybe we should go, 2 weeks out. And I said, no, that's not going to work out. I've got a lot of stuff happening. So maybe we'll go another time, Again, I look within, no blame, no game, nothing, just completely, flowing with whatever is. 2 days ago, my landlady, again, the one who comes for tea every day, she comes to me and she says, do you know why you didn't go for a vacation? And I say, no, I don't know. Because what I know is the very obvious reason, which is, somebody fell sick. But I know that's probably, a peripheral reason, but she's asking me, which means she must have figured something else out. So she said, do you know why you didn't go for a vacation? I said, no, I don't know. And she shows me on her phone all of these news clippings about how there is total floods in Sikkim. There's a total washout. Roads are broken. Communication is stopped. Food is not being served to many places, blah, blah, blah. And that's all happening in Sikkim. That's all happening in West Bengal parts because of all of the heavy rains that have happened. Well, those two were the places where we were going for our vacation. So how beautiful that when you are able to remove, again, if I was to look at all the places where resentment can be created, why does the universe always does this to me? I planned this vacation with so much of joy, and now why is it not happening? Again, what have we done for ourselves? We have limited the places from where we can receive from the universe. Just in this thought, why does the universe do this to me? We have immediately created a separation between us and the universe. The universe is not playing in my favor. The universe is out to get at me, to get back at me, to take revenge from me. The universe always does this to me. there are many people, I don't talk like that, but I'm just copying some of you who do, because you'll always be like, why does this always happen to me? And now you're crying. And in all of this, what did I do? It just happened because I work so much on myself that when this news also came through, the only thing that I could utter to my landlady was, oh my God, so much ease and grace I live in. So much ease and grace I live in, because I didn't even know it was somebody not feeling well for 2 days, but we let go. We didn't even hold on to that plan. We simply flowed. We just flowed with whatever was coming. And today the universe reveals not just that it's playing in my favor, but that it was always playing in my favor. Even when I didn't know, it was still playing in my favor. And so at times when things are not happening as per your liking, please be aware that yes, this news that the floods are happening or whatever would have come to me 2 days ago. In the meanwhile, I could have sat and constantly cursed the universe. Then what am I creating? I'm creating in those 5 days, I would have created separation. I would have created so much of resentment, so much of anger. But instead of that, I flowed then and I continue to flow. And so that universal frequency of joy continues to come to me in so much of abundance. So we can also do that, always be observing, or wherever we are thinking that the universe is not playing in our favor, it's a limit that we are putting on ourselves. We can put more limitlessness by acknowledging that the universe is always playing in our favor. We are always taken care of. That is the path of ease and grace. Okay, so much bug, 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 bug. And now let me take a look at if there is any. Oh, chat is empty. Nobody has anything to ask. Okay, that's fabulous. All your all doubts have been cleared. Oh, this is so fun. I have to repeat. The story has nothing to do with limits, as many of my other stories as well. But this is a story that happened in the morning. Somebody said to me, oh, when I'm going to be in this role, when I'm going to be doing this role, it's but natural that doubt will come to me. It's but natural that doubt will come to me when I'm trying to call for Meenal frequency, when I'm trying to call for money frequency. It's but natural that doubt will come to me. I'm like, wow, if you call with so much love, doubt and doubt's father both will come to you, because you are calling if you said, I'm calling with so much love, of course money will come to me. No. I'm calling money, but of course doubt will come to me. Have you ever heard this, that you invited 2 people for a party and 4 other people land up? No, only those people that you're inviting will land up for the party. No, but no, over here you're like, oh, I'll be calling Meenal and money in the energies, but doubt and confusion will come in. That is how beautifully we get engaged in stories outside and not even realize that we are just constantly, we say, oh, I'm sitting in Meenal frequency. Am I sitting in Meenal frequency? Let go of that doubt, because the minute you say you are in Meenal frequency, you are. But no, I'm going to call Meenal and money, but doubt and confusion are going to come. It makes no sense. How ridiculous is that you call 2 people for a party, 4 other people land up like that. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in physicality. It doesn't happen in the energies as well. So just simply to be able to release your confusion and doubt, because that's something that then, if you are going to keep experiencing that, then only more confusion will get created in your life. Only more doubt will get created in your life. That's how vibrations work. Whatever side you are going to sit on, whatever finger, wherever you are going to put, those are the outcomes you are creating, not from what you wish, but from where your vibration is. If you sit in a lot of wishes and, oh, this should happen to me, that should happen to me, those might happen or not happen. But whatever is underneath that wish, the lack will definitely keep creating its own manifestation in so many different ways. Some of you will understand this. Some of you, I see a few new people out here. If you don't understand this, hold on. I've got 100 of these topics on YouTube. Just go and go and watch anything, I repeat the same 4 things over and over again, with new stories being added every week. But stories are what keep the webinars going. Otherwise, I am a nursery level teacher. I only teach, the same 4 lines over and over again. So that's how it is. All right, everybody. I don't see any chat questions. So let's go into a quick meditation. I find that in the last few weeks, the meditation has simply been looking like it's a emptying out process. So just simply emptying your emotions out and being able to see where all your energies are being blocked. Okay. The most easy place where we block our energies is when we have the finger outside. So take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in. And with the exhale, almost feeling the emptiness in your mind, in your heart. Just nothing. Just experiencing the empty, empty space. No thoughts, no emotions. This place of empty, empty space. All your focus just on the breath. And exhale. And as you exhale, this time, all your focus on the next inhale, as you say, making this intent, I am Meenal. Again, with every inhale, I am Meenal. I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. Visualize your own body, and in whichever way you feel comfortable, look at the body and see how much Meenal you are. You can't see your face. You can't experience your body anymore. You are Meenal. In the energy, in the body, experience this being Meenal. A light heart is what Meenal is. An empty mind is what Meenal is. Joyful and abundant, that's what Meenal is. And in this moment, you are Meenal. I am Meenal. Breath in, breath out. I am Meenal. And with the next breath, whoever is your favorite god, goddess, the object of devotion, the object of worship, look at that. Bring that to your visual. And then look at them and say, oh, I am that too. Look, I am that too. The one that you worship, the one that you are devoted to, if there is one such thing, in this moment, you are that too. You are Meenal, you are that. And now, accepting your own self as well. You are fully your own self as well. You are the creator through the energy that you hold, the creator that you are. You are the creator. I am the creator. I am Meenal. I am that. I am. I am the creator. I am my own self too. I am everything there is. And now I have a choice between who I wish to be. I can take on any energy. Everything is me. It's a choice I hold. with love. And now, bringing to your vision any of the people that you think brought some limits in your life, somebody who limited you, a spouse, a parent, a child, a friend, society, whoever you can think of that placed some limits on you. In this moment, being able to see that they are you as well. They are your favorite God as well. They are Meenal as well. Look at them. Paste my face on them. Look at them. Paste your favorite person's face on these people. The ones who put limits on you. They only put limits on you because you wished to experience some limitations. The free flow energy that you are, you wish to experience some limitations, some boundaries. And so they had to create them for you. Your energy was asking for it. And so today you thank them for being in that space. You thank them for the limits that they put so that your experiences could be complete. In this moment today, you let go of all that is past. This moment is all there is in the now. In this moment, you are Meenal. That past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. Only this moment of abundance, of joy, of understanding, of the knowing that you are the creator. Only this moment exists. I am the creator. I am joy. I am the creator of joy. I choose to create joy. My choice now to create joy. I am joy. I am joy. I am abundance. I am Meenal. Looking at that favorite person of yours, gratitude in your heart. Looking at that favorite worshipped individual of yours, whether it's a god or a saint or a guru, it doesn't matter. It's somebody from your family. That's all you. No one else exists. Only you and your reflection. And to your reflection, you only give love. No more separation from that reflection. No more separation from the roles that they held. Letting go with this final breath of this meditation, one breath in. Letting go of all that limits you. Feeling free in this moment. Watch yourself feeling lighter and lighter. Light as a bird, light as a butterfly, light as a cloud. All of that you are. Experience the lightness. This is you. This is you. This is you, the light body. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. So each time that the finger is outside, you might still find that you are going to blame somebody for the limits. But if you can be aware, if this thought crosses your path, in that moment, you can simply let go and acknowledge that that person came here to give you your experiences, your desired experiences. And now you can shift your experience. You can do that. You can change your frequency. You have that power. All right, everybody, lots and lots of love, and see you another time. Bye, everyone. Enjoy. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let me say bye-bye.
Thank you, me.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thanks all for
Bye.
lots
Bye.
of love.
Bye, Meenal.
Bye.
Bye, Meenal. Bye.